So today is a sort of special day. Some people might even call it the most special day in terms of Christian things. It's called Easter. It's called Easter, and it's a great day for uh, Christians who don't go to church like me. Because what happens is all the golf courses, you don't join the clubs with the Jewish members. You join the beautiful all Christian white golf clubs. Those are always the best. And you, all of a sudden on Easter, it's a beautiful thing that God blessed us with, which was all the Christians who have to go to church that one day a year. Maybe they go on Christmas too. And I don't know what the relationship, to be honest, is. I think the serious sort of pastors know the difference, and but they're very important sort of holidays. But Easter, you go to the golf course and it's empty. It's beautiful, and because the Jewish people aren't allowed to be members, and then the Christians are a church. So it's like God said, "Let there be golf course for Trump," and so we usually do 36 holes on Easter, which is great. And that's also to honor the holes that Jesus, I'm told, had in his hands, that he had hands with. It's called Easter. It's a great. It's one of our great holidays. It's the left. They want to cancel Easter. They would love to cancel Easter. And I think what Easter shows us is that God was very pro criminal justice and very pro punishment because he killed his own son. I'm just trying to put MS-13 into prison. I'm sort of doing a nicer thing than God when you think about it. God killed his own son. Are there times where I'd like to, take Don Jr. and push him off a cliff? Sure. What strong Christian father hasn't had those thoughts? But I don't. And in terms of God, he killed his own son. He killed his own son. And so I'm trying to put MS-13 or just people with autism awareness tattoos into jails in foreign countries, and they act like I'm bad when in fact I'm better than God. It's called better than God. There were people that were better than Ezra at a time, and I think I'm better than God. And it's sort of and it's not an arrogant. Excuse me. It's not a arrogant, cocky thing. Okay, it's which reminds me of my friend Bukaki, the president of El Sandoval, the country where we're throwing people in jail. But I'm just saying, in terms of when you look at the facts, I'm sort of being nicer than God. But it showed that God was very pro criminal justice, very pro law enforcement, and it's we don't know what happened after. We don't actually know what ever happened to Jesus after he was killed. And they called it Good Friday because, once again, God, pro law enforcement, pro criminal justice, pro toughness. This was a pro tough God. And we don't ever know what happened to Jesus, but, uh, I'm surprised there's not a holiday that sort of celebrates whatever the hell happened to him. But, he did the crime, and he did the time, and that time was death. And we're just trying to put people in prison. So it's just I don't the radical left, they hate Christians and they hate God and they hate Trump, and it's very sad for our country, but they're gonna hate this part next. We have defeated DEI Easter candies because for too long they were putting out chocolate bunnies. Now, if you've ever seen a nature video or hunted or just as a teenager murdered people's pets for sport, most bunnies, some call them rabbits, stupid people call them, remember they were called hares? Remember hare? What kind of name for it? That's why he lost to the turtle or the tortoise. Who knows which it was, really? Nobody really knows. But they're mostly white. They're mostly white. That's not racial. It's just a rabbit is usually white. And yet when you look in your Easter candy, what do you see? You see black rabbits. You see black chocolate rabbits, African American rabbits. And we have fought very hard to get rid of this DEI rabbit culture. So now I'm very proud to say we've brought back white power, white chocolate, rabbits, okay? And he's, look at this gold packaging. That's how you know he's valuable, but he's a white chocolate rabbit, okay? Not a DEI hire. When you eat this chocolate, it's merit based. The diabetes you get from eating it is merit based. When they chop off that foot, they say this isn't a woke foot. This is a merit based foot we're amputating. Thank you, sir, for bringing back merit based diabetes. So it's important on Easter to remember that God killed his son because he hates crime, and that I'm nicer than God, and that chocolate is now white again. We've made chocolate white again. It's no longer woke. It's called merit based chocolate. So have a great Easter. Even the pathetic, stupid, radical left Democrats like the Pope, and we'll see what happens.